Welcome. Welcome back to Diva On A Mission podcast. This is part 3 with Liliane Makole. And in this episode, we're going to talk about how you started working with Tedx. How did that come about?
Do we want the real story or the story that is good for media?
I think we'll let you decide. It is your story, so you get to craft it.
So what happened is I like listening to TEDx.
Yes.
Talking on YouTube, and I listen to them when I'm showering, when I'm doing, like, that's one of the things I listen to as a self-help, because it's very insightful and it's always something like new or something that you haven't seen. You've seen it in a different angle.
Yes.
And it's presented in those TEDx talks.
And
And one of my dreams, that's the real story, was to be taken as a speaker for TEDx. And because things I've done, I thought it would be very interesting to talk about it on TEDx. So I was waiting for somebody to reach out to me, like you reach out to me to say, oh, I want to be a TEDx speaker.
Yeah.
And it has never happened.
Oh, wow.
And and then I was wondering, like, oh, how come this goal of mine has never happened? Why?
Yeah.
What's going on? Why this one? I've done everything, all the type of manifestation that you want to think about, but nothing. And one night, I think it dawned on me. That's how we say that maybe I need to change the narrative.
Okay.
Since I love hosting, since I organize events, maybe I'm supposed to be giving the platform to people to speak. And so I'm not. That dream was not for me to be speaker. It was to help other people to be speaker.
Okay.
And as soon as I changed this mindset, I switched it. I felt like so aligned. Everything came so naturally. So I applied for a license to get the Tedx Kitisuru. Applying for a license for a Tedx Kitisuru. I'm not Kenyan, so I had to explain why a Cameroonian wants to organize a TEDx in a country that is not hers.
Yeah.
So I had to explain all that in the application. But long story short, the fulfillment of organizing an event from scratch, and seeing those speakers grow and learn and be coached and be, at the end of the day, presenting is more than me just being a speaker.
Oh, wow.
So now I understand why it has taken so long to happen, because many more people could have been enjoying this. Because being a TEDx speaker is a milestone for a lot of people. It was for me. So I feel more like I feel like the reward is bigger because now I'm in the other side.
Yes.
And yes, that's the real story. It does not flatter me, but that's actually the real story, how it started. And our first event was last year in 2024. Tedx Kitisuru, as I said, and since I told you I'm a social bird, I managed to have a good, very excellent group of people helping me to put it together, and it went really good. Like when it exceeded our expectation.
Yes.
So we said we sold out our tickets, and the speakers were, they were excellent. They spoke. They were well coached. We had also a great group of coaches. Pardon my French.
You're welcome. We take it however it comes, so we like it.
Yes, and so we went. We had great sponsors, 7 speakers, and the theme was the art of connection.
Oh, nice.
And I think you will understand why I said the art of connection with everything that I've been through. That it was just, I love art, I love connecting people. So the theme name came easily. Like it was just, So we had people talking about connection through art, connection through education, connection through mental health, connection through fashion. So it was different type of connection that we presented to the speakers. Something you need to understand is TEDx is X stands for individual organized. I applied for the license, I got it. You can also apply for a license to organize your own TEDx in your own community. So it can be, there's TEDx Buruburu, different TEDx. Some of them happening here in Nairobi.
Okay.
And you can even have TEDx for your estate. Like it's very simple to get the license. I'm not. I mean, people look at me like, oh, you are the TEDx. No, I just applied.
Yes.
And they let me in, and that's it. And now, as I said, last year was Tedx Kitisuru in September 2024. People like it so much that we decided to do another one this year, but bigger this time. So we were granted to have the license to organize Tedx in Nairobi. And
congratulations!
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a huge milestone.
That's a huge milestone. The team is very excited, and it's going to be in September 20th.
Okay. Mark your calendars, September 20th, 2025.
2025.
Yes.
The theme is the power of the future.
Oh, wow.
And we are still curating the speakers. So if you think that you have an idea worth spreading, that you have an idea that somebody hasn't spoken about, or that you see something in a different angle that you can present, please reach out to us, and we will be excited to listen to you, and maybe you can be part of the speakers we're going to have during that event.
Yes.
And other thing is, like, we want to make people to understand that TEDx is a volunteer-led organization.
Okay.
So they are not paying us. We are doing just because we love. Again, I love gathering, and I love bringing like-minded people together.
So it's like community service.
It's a community service. Yes.
Okay.
It's a community service. The ticket sales goes back to organizing the event itself, like everything.
Okay. So you have all the vendors. You already have the team together. So
we have the team together. We are looking for the speakers. We are looking also for sponsors, and it's also a great platform for you to be a sponsor. And yes, the venue, let's say, is to be determined, but we also have like a venue.
So if you also have a venue that could host,
yes,
Tedx Nairobi, reach out.
Yes, a venue we're looking to have more than 300 people.
Okay,
and
good to know. 300 people. Oh, that's huge.
Yes, that's huge. You want to be a speaker?
I would love to.
Yes,
I would love to.
Yes, and remember, it's not because you are a well-spoken person that you will be taken as a speaker. It's not because you created your company that you can be taken as a speaker. It's really about what you did differently.
Yes.
And what solution you brought, and that's how you can narrate your story so that you can be picked. And also listen to TEDx talk. You will see that they all have something valuable to learn.
Yeah, I think the thing I love about TED is I feel like it's practical experience from people who've really done it and people who are relatable. And I think that's the difference between TEDx speakers and like any other platform where you hear experts speak. I feel like with this is like it's like your local doctor or your local farmer comes to give a talk that benefits you. So you've seen, it kind of feels that relatable. Yes. And I feel like that's why the movement is so popular. I feel like that's why even people aspire to that. Because sometimes you can say to change the world, but sometimes you have to start by changing your home, then your village, then your kind of expound the effects of whatever it is that you want to do in small ways. And I feel like that's what makes TEDx so magical. Yes,
you said it all.
Yeah. So and like now is what how do you become a TED fellow? Like, is there a different criteria for that, or is that like on the bigger TED platform? How does that come about?
By TED fellow, you need like what do you mean, like the title being a TED fellow?
TED fellow, yes.
So TED fellow is it used to be they used to ask you to apply.
Okay.
And they were having so many people applying, but they stopped that now. So to be a TED fellow, you have to be reference, like somebody has to refer you.
Yes, refer you.
Yeah, somebody has to refer you. Somebody in the TED community has to refer you, and you have to have a talk at TED as well.
Yes,
and then they refer you, and it goes to that application process. So you have to be referred by me, for example, and and eventually you can get
to that level. Yeah, so it's good to know, because I know there are people out here who are aspiring for these things and they probably don't know the path to getting there. I know, I think Modoni Drama Queen, she's a local artist, she's a TED fellow. And you know, those are people who in our community now we know are people who've achieved great things and have been on that platform. So if there's another, you know, artist out there, there's a writer out there that thinks, you know, I think Chimamanda is a TED fellow as well. People like that. So I mean, and there are people we admire.
Yes.
You know, as you know, fellow Africans, as fellow writers, as fellow human beings, and then we aspire to that because they've also achieved it. So sometimes it's good to know, is there a pathway to achieving what they've achieved?
The pathway, you can start by being a speaker at your TEDx community. You can start by just organizing a TEDx youth in your university. Because there are different types of TEDx. There are TEDx youth for university setting, or school. So there's TEDx even for middle schoolers if you want in your school.
Okay.
You can apply for that license. You can apply TEDx standard. It's the one we are doing. And so like everybody can come and just talk, men, women. There's TEDx women. Usually, it was before, it was just for women speaking about women issue, but now it has become like a bit broad, but it's still TEDx women. It's still geared to women. And there's TEDx climate change.
Okay.
Also, it's called like countdown. It's called countdown. If you hear TED countdown, that is referred to climate change.
Okay.
So those are different type of TEDx you can apply to, and they are pretty easy to apply. If you have time, motivation, and determination, you can do it.
Yes.
And there's for the first time in East Africa, there's TED countdown coming in June.
Okay, June 2025.
June 2025. We are collaborating with them to promote the event. We are doing like a small boot camp with some artists. So that's something I'm curating as well. It's next week. We are doing like a boot camp with visual artists, and sorry, but the deadline has passed to be part of the boot camp.
But we can still watch and learn.
Yes.
Prepare for the next one.
Prepare for the next one. So
yes.
So they reach out to TEDx Nairobi to help them promote their event, and if we can also put the link
in the show notes
if you want to attend to TED event. Like TED event is a big deal. It's on 3 to 4 days. This one is on 3 days.
Yeah.
TEDx is just in 1 day.
Oh wow.
TED event is on 3 days. It's intense. It has workshop, and it's like the networking as well is to another level. But it's not cheap.
Okay. But you know what? You invest in what you want. Yes. So sometimes it's monetary, sometimes it's time, sometimes it's volunteering.
True.
Yeah. So it's good to have the information, and then you do with it and you use it to get to where you want to be. Yes. Because you took a seed and you planted it, and you got a different fruit, different from what you thought you wanted in the beginning. And TEDx Nairobi is now being hosted courtesy of you.
Courtesy of
you and the team that you're working. And you also, sometimes you just need someone to spark the idea. If you didn't spark the idea with Kitisuru, who knows what would have happened,
But as I told you, it's a license. So it's a license, a 1-year license. That means if we do not renew, you can take it.
Yes.
So
it's always
you can
good.
Work in partnership.
Yes. So I think sometimes if you don't ask, they say the answer is always no.
True. If you don't ask, the answer is always no.
If you don't ask, the answer is always no. But who knows? If you ask, you might get a yes. So I think sometimes that's the lesson in all of this. And I think I'm really inspired that you pursued what you're like, this bucket list is not happening. How do I get it? And I love that.
Yes.
I really love that. Because sometimes you just, you have to be brave about the things that light a fire in you. Yeah. You're the one who will lose sleep if you don't. Everyone else is moving on with their lives. So go after what, lights a fire in you, and be motivated. Create the life you want.
And it's one step at a time.
True.
And, one step at a time. You will not know what is in front if you don't start. It's like, I want to take the analogy of the GPS.
Yes.
If you put the GPS and you say, I'm going to I don't know, village market, that's my neighborhood.
Yes.
As long, if you don't start the engine and go, the GPS won't move.
It won't.
It won't move. It won't say, okay, now go right. No. You have to, when you move, they will say, okay, now go right. So you have to take the first step.
A perfect way to end part 3 of our fantastic, enlightening, inspiring conversation with Liliane Makole.
Thank you.
I'm really inspired, and I hope you are too. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at doampodcast@gmail.com. And if you have any questions for Liliane, I will make sure her contact information is in the show notes.
Okay.
She has an event in June that you can watch and see if you can learn something from, which is, coaching. It's a workshop, it's a boot camp, right?
Yes, the boot camp is actually in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
You can follow us on our social media on Tedx Nairobi.
Yes.
And you'll hear about that. We'll put everything on it.
Yes. And then again in September, she's hosting Tedx Nairobi. If you're a vendor with a venue, with someone interested in participating in Tedx Nairobi, reach out to Liliane and we'll see what happens. So pursue your goals, and who knows? Yes. You could just make your own dream come true. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence and your wisdom and your life experience.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everybody.
Goodbye. Bye.